Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633. I'm back with another Star Wars review. This time we're going to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Emperor's Royal Guard, which is a part of the recent new wave of figures that were released at least online, since stores have yet to even pick up the Base Malbus and Cheerwave, unfortunately, in most stores for what I could tell, which is a shame. But anyways, this is actually a really nice figure to get a hold of, and it was something that I was really scared to see what was going to go on with it due to the nature of the character and how Hasbro's distribution has been kind of bouncy recently. So I really hope that these figures will make it to stores at one point. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. The box is in the standard 6-inch Black Series box style. It has the name obviously here, the Emperor's Imperial Royal Guard there. Has a picture of the Royal Guard's helmet there. And shows by as normal. And it's continuing with the last release, now with number 38. So now we're going to take a look at the Royal Guard itself. Now the Royal Guard in design is pretty generic actually. While it's really nice to see it in figure form, just on its own it's kind of a generic design. Most of the character design is beneath the cloak, but just looking as it is, that's pretty much what we're going to get for Royal Guard. Articulation wise, the head can look left and right a bit, but it does kind of get stuck just by the way that the head design is. It can kind of look up and down, but very minorly. You're not going to get a whole lot of movement there. Underneath the cloak, we actually have a fully sculpted body, which is nice, and we're just going to move the cape away so we can take a further, closer look at the body. It's very close to what we've seen with the 3 3/4 inch figure, but articulation-wise, we have fully jointed shoulders, fully jointed elbows, fully jointed wrists, good range of movement. His little pike is kind of falling out, so we're going to take it out to the side for now. He has fully jointed waist, good hip joints, swivels at the thighs, double jointed knees, and full ankle rotations. So that's really nice. As seen with the 3 3/4 inch figure, you can store the little pistol that's inside here on a holster there, so that's really nice. You can allow him to hold it. And he kind of holds it with 2 fingers out instead of the usual 1 finger for the trigger. So it is a little bit different design for a type of pistol that they use. It is a little small though, in my opinion. I think this should be the accurate scale, but for some reason, unlike what we've seen with the 3 3/4 inch, I think this is a little too small in my opinion, but I could be wrong. I still think it's really nice that it was included since it is an accurate accessory. One thing to note is that unlike the 3 3/4 inch for the Vintage Collection or the recently reissued Black Series one, this head cannot be removed and it's just a helmet. You're not going to have any other type of design underneath. It does not have a fully sculpted head or anything. This is just the head you get. One thing that is annoying is that the cape is a little hard to play around with because of the way that the design of the cape in general. It does have the very different style kind of cape, since instead of going with both sides like normal like a regular cape does, it kind of goes around the figure with the opening on this side of his body. So it doesn't work like a standard cape, but you can, as you can see, put it off to the side. It is made of a soft goods material, but it doesn't really hinder anything otherwise, so that's nice. As a comparison, we're just going to quickly put back the pike in his hand. And here is the Emperor's Royal Guard next to the 3 3/4 inch figure. The materials are made a little bit differently. This one's made of a more kind of felty cloth, in my opinion, since it's a little bit more of a softer material, while this one's a little bit more of a somewhat rougher fabric. So that's nice that they do compare pretty nicely together. And if you wish to, here is the 6-inch figure next to Emperor Palpatine, which does scale nicely, and it'd be nice to have multiples, but in my opinion, I'm probably just going to stick with one due to how pricey these figures are, but it'll be nice to maybe get one day if possible. So, that pretty much covers my review for the 6-inch Royal Guard. It does have a little bit of standing issue due to the nature of my actual living conditions, since it's very hot where I live, so it's causing the joints to be kind of loose. Maybe over time they'll start to harden up a bit so that it can actually stand a little better. Luckily it does stand, it just has a little bit of a shakiness to it due to the loose joints. But if you happen to find this figure, then I definitely recommend picking this up ASAP, since it is a fan-loved character regardless of scale. And it does look really nice on the shelf, especially when compared to Emperor Palpatine, or whoever you want to compare it to. And I think Hasbro did a fantastic job updating the figure into the 6-inch scale. I got this at BBTS along with the current new wave of figures, which we'll get to in the next couple of days. So anyways, please comment and subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check your Twitter under Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. And I'm back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.